We have a crank, no start. Hey everyone, welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. It's the second stop on the road trip here. We have a 1999 Honda Accord, crank no start. It's a V6. It's got 280,000 miles on it almost. And I'll show you the symptoms. And the owner tells me that usually there's a little green immobilizer light that comes on and then it starts. If the light doesn't come on, he said sometimes you have to like tilt the steering wheel up and down, then it comes on, and then boom, away you go. Now, messing with the steering wheel does not turn the green light on, and we have a crank, no start. Okay, so on these Hondas, what's a common cause for a crank no start? I mean, it does have a distributor, has an ignition coil, sometimes those go out, the igniter can go out, and then this fancy PGM FI main relay, left side of dash, sometimes you'll find cracked solder joints on there. When it's cold, it won't make contact, or when it's, after a hot soak, sometimes they'll happen. But what's the quickest, easiest thing to check here, without using a scanner, without using a scope? Let's look at the power distribution here. So this relay here, this yellow and black wire, you see that's the load side. What does that feed? Well, it feeds the engine computer, it feeds all 6 injectors, it feeds the, let's see what else here, the idle air control valve, and then the actual ignition coil is fed through a black and yellow wire. Not yellow and black, but black and yellow, and that comes from hot and on or start, fuse 11, 15 amp. So easiest thing to do here, everything's accessible. Let's put a test light to battery ground on this black and yellow wire at the ignition coil and on the yellow-black power feed to one of the injectors. So that's what I have rigged up here. 2 little test lights. Ignition coils down here. You can see I have the power wire back probed, test light to ground, and then injector power wire also back probed, test light to ground. So when we turn the key on, what should happen? Well, how does this relay get energized? You can see the red and white wire is the control for that relay, and it comes from fuse 1, 15 amp, hot and on or start. And this is driver's under dash fuse relay box. So when you turn the key on, that red wire is energized, turns on this relay, and then this yellow and black tree is energized. So we should see the injector power wire come alive. So key on. Okay, we have power on the ignition coil, but it looks like we don't have power on the fuel injector. Okay, that is fantastic. We're suspecting something's wrong with this relay. It's either not clicking, control side issue, or load side issue where it just doesn't turn on. Let's go right under the dash, find this thing. We can check fuse 1, 15 amp, make sure that's on, or hot and on or start. And I have a feeling we can get this car running in about 15 minutes with no parts required. Okay, let's check fuse number 1. This is the 15 amp right here that controls the PGM FI relay. Key is on, and let's see here. Yep, it's hot on that side, hot on that side. So the ignition switch is good, and also you want to check it cranking. Let's locate this PGM FI relay. It's going to be here somewhere. Alright, so the PGM FI relay lives right here. It's the 8-pin little box, and the red and white wire has to be hot when you turn the key on, and then it should send power out on this yellow and black. So let's do a couple checks with the test light. Alright, so I'm on the red and white wire, key on. Yay, so the control wire is good. Now we want to check the black wire, that's the ground for the control, and if that doesn't If that checks out, then we're taking this box off and looking for cracked joints. All right, so now I have the test light connected between the red and white wire and the black wire. It lights up. We're taking this box off right now. So the easiest way to get these out is actually just slide the guts out of the box. And sure enough, some of these joints look terrible. I mean, for 300,000 miles, I guess, to be expected. But no parts required. We'll just reflow all these. I should be back on the road here shortly. Also, how do you explain the green light not blinking for the immobilizer? Well, this is the power feed to the immobilizer. That yellow and black tree feeds a lot of stuff. Engine computer and the immobilizer and the fuel injectors. So let's reflow all these pins. I think this car will fire right up. Alright, here's the board. And I'm just going to solder all these relays. I got the soldering iron turned up to 400 degrees C. And you want to see the whole pad melt. And then re-solidify. So you definitely need a hot iron for this. These are pretty heavy duty contacts. So it only takes about a minute with the right equipment. It's pretty satisfying to see the whole pad melt and reflow. And here's our problem child right here. There we go. Took a little while. And then these little guys, we might as well touch them up. I think that's it. Done. Let's plug it in. Place your bets now. Alright, so relay is plugged in. Let's turn the key on and see if anything changes here. Yay, our green light's on. We got power to our fuel injectors and our ignition coil. Fire in the hole. Well, it'll need a little throttle. This thing's probably hasn't run in a while. How long has this thing been down, Chip? Oh, okay, it's not too bad. Let's see. There we go. We'll let it warm up a bit. Sweet, well, like I said, no parts required. We'll pop this baby back in here. A little wiggle check, tap test. Running on all cylinders. Got some oil leaks. I don't know if there's any bonus footage, but thanks all for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. See you guys later. Bye-bye.